Hey everyone! Thanks for watching Swallowtail Tarot. I'm Anaya, and today we're going to be figuring out what is the future or what is the purpose of this connection with this person that you have on your mind. It can be any type of relationship, romantic, platonic, familial. I'm going to try to tune in and see what the majority is for each pile, and try to encompass as many scenarios as possible, but it is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Use your intuition always when watching readings on the internet. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, so of course this is about another person or a connection with a person, and I think that's always interesting to look at because I'm a hyper analytical person myself. But what I think is more important, what I think is more impactful, is finding the reason why they came into your life, what they came to teach you, and maybe what they are learning from you, because relationships serve as mirrors. We serve as mirrors for each other. Relationships really only come into our lives, whether that be friendships, family, or romantic, when we need something reflected back to us that maybe we've been missing, or maybe to provide us with some sort of information or inspiration or whatever that we wouldn't have the ability to necessarily find on our own. All right. So for pile 1, we have a Moldavaite charm. See if you can see it. I added a different lighting today, so sorry if it's a little bit shadowy, but whatever. Yeah, this Moldavite, pretty sick. And then the second one is this, oh my gosh, the light's bad, it's okay. Oh, they're perfect. This why did I say beaded tarot bracelet? Beaded bracelet with it's like a chakra bracelet. And then the next one is these little mushy earrings. How cute. Oops. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to tune in and pick your pile. And you can go ahead and skip ahead to your reading when you're ready. Hey, pile 1. So you guys chose the Moldavite. And what's actually interesting about this charm, I guess you want to call it. I actually got this charm at a crystal store with my sister, and we got kind of like matching ones. So I'm thinking this might be a familial connection that you're interested about. Also, Moldavite, people aren't really sure where it came from. They think it may have come from an asteroid on outer space, and nobody really knows its origin. So to me, Moldavite is always this really intergalactic stone. And also there is this whole, like, I don't know if it's a trend or a fad, but there's this whole time period, I remember when I got this, that people were like, Moldavite is so scary, oh my gosh, like it's awful, it brings like all these crazy changes, oh my gosh. And people were just like frightened of it for some reason. I don't know if that's going to apply to your pile, but what I think is interesting about it is that it holds a lot of power. And that's pretty much it. It holds a lot of power. All right, so let's get into your oracles. I'm going to put your crystal up at the top. So for your oracle cards, I already pre-pulled them, and I also pre-pulled your tarot cards just to kind of speed things up. I did the tarot just for the history or the energy check. So if this part sounds like you and kind of sounds like the relationship that you're curious about, then we'll continue on to the rest of it. So let's take a look. So we have the 7th ray of ritual, order, and ceremony, number 44. So that might be a significant number for you. I'll hold it up so you guys can see the image a little bit better. Oh, kind of crooked. There we go. Oh, I probably have to, oh my gosh, I probably have to censor that. Oh, well. Actually, let me get something right now so I don't have to worry about editing it. One second. Sheesh, okay, all done. Where was I? Oh yeah, 44. Might be a significant number for you. I'm also already picking up on, it's really an expansive energy, really growth. I kind of see this lady here as like she's growing from the ground up into like a tree almost. That's kind of what I'm getting from this card. So that was your first card. Oh, it came out in reverse, what I think is interesting. So it came out in reverse. Like I said, or in other videos, or my other video, my only other video, I don't usually, and even just for myself, don't take reversals for oracle cards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This one felt significant, so I'm going to take it in reverse. You also got, it's okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on truth. So maybe a lot of people misunderstand the connection you guys have, or maybe because I was getting this intergalactic type feeling from the Moldavaite, or this like star seed vibe, maybe you guys are part of the same star family. And messengers, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. And yeah, just exactly what I said. You guys might be part of the same star family. You guys might be part of the same actual family, which more likely than not, you will be part of the same star family. You could also be part of the same galactic family. And in this case, maybe Sirius, the Syrian people are of interest to you, and you can look them up and do some researching. And then for your tarot cards, they came out, this is the way I intended them. So I kind of want to do like a history or past, present, future, or just kind of see the order of events of how you guys met, what happened, what's going on. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords in reverse for the more distant energy. We have the Magician in reverse for the more distant energy. And then these three came out together, more present and distant kind of. That's, I said more distant, so maybe it's for a reason. And then Queen of Cups. Oh, did I say the other one? You got the Lovers in reverse, and you got the Six of Swords in reverse, and then you have the Queen of Cups upright. All right, so let's take a look really quickly at just some maybe synchronicities to confirm your pile. On this card, we have air, so maybe an air sign. Again, I'm not an astrology type person, but if you know astrology, you know the air signs, right? So air, we have another air, we have another air. Oh, dang. Air. So air sign is probably real. Oh, four airs cards. Oh, Aquarius, Gemini, the planet Mercury, and second deacon Gemini. So another Gemini. So Gemini might be really relevant in this to you. This person might be a Gemini. You might be a Gemini. Air in general might be really important. Air signs, Aquarius, I think, yep. And then the Queen of Cups, we had water. So water signs could be of some sort of importance to you. All right, so I'm gonna pull up this card here, and I'm gonna look at Sirius and see what we've got going on here to start, and then I'll hop into these right here. So let's see. So let's look at the 44. This is the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. We're gonna skip to 44. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh my gosh, I saw something. It said initiation by air. Oh, I can't find it now. Aha. I'm gonna read it just because air is so prominent and I saw it, so I'm gonna read it even though you guys didn't get the card. This card is number 24. You have a strong and powerful mind. The mind can be a great asset. It brings comfort, peace, and strength as you take your spiritual journey. It can also be a dark and destructive force, undermining your power, making you doubt your own heart and keeping you trapped in fear. Okay, this applies to this card right here, the Nine of Swords in reverse. Making you doubt your own heart and keeping you trapped in fear. The mind developed without a loving spiritual practice can be a frightening weapon rather than a liberating sword. How will you choose to use your mind power? Interesting. Okay. All right, now let's look at 44. Let's see. Seventh ray of ritual, order and ceremony. Interesting already. Okay, seventh ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. And in the first card, the one that we read, initiation by air, was talking about how to discipline the mind, basically with a spiritual practice, because if not, like, your analytical mind can essentially get the best of you and kind of start hyper fixating on things. So maybe that's you, maybe that's the other person, maybe that's the energy of the relationship. All right. When the gift of the seventh ray enters your life, something new is being formed, something that will benefit your world. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purposes. Resonating with high-frequency violet light and Archangel Zadkiel's and Archangel Zadkiel, the seventh ray, also helps transmute energy from lower to higher frequencies. It is a spiritual cleansing agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen, felt, restoring hope and joy to the heart. Choosing a spiritual practice to engage on a regular basis, creating your own spiritual system, will help you call the genius of the seventh ray into your life. Your spiritual practice might be a daily prayer followed by a short conscious dance or yoga session, a meditation, a walk in nature, or some combination of these. Find what works for you and do it regularly. Make it a priority. So, because this is in the history of the relationship section, maybe this person helped you to begin to develop a spiritual practice, or maybe you helped them. Whatever the case may be, I can tell that your relationship with this person was extremely significant and divinely orchestrated, because we have all of this like really galactic energy. So you two might be starseeds as well, if you resonate with that term. Like, you two might be starseeds, and when two starseeds meet, it's just like this instant connection. So maybe you guys had like an instant connection. And again, this could be familial or romantic. I'm more so picking up on just the star family in general, which is probably why I'm referring it to as a familial connection. But remember, this can be taken in a romantic way as well, if that's what's resonating for you. However it may come out or play out for you, you guys had like this instant connection. Like, you guys just knew that the other one knew what the bleep was up. Like, both of you guys are on the same vibe, essentially. Let's see. So in the more distant, oh yeah, and it's okay to be misunderstood. We'll talk about that right now. I think maybe a lot of people misunderstood your connection, or you misunderstood your connection, or the depth of the connection, or the intensity of the connection that you guys had, and what the purpose of it was. I keep saying was like it's past tense, so maybe you're not currently connected to this individual, but you feel connected to them forever, because you guys are part of the same star family and this galactic origins and stuff. Like, maybe you guys are having telepathic communication with this person, and sometimes the lovers can speak to that as well. Well, more so the Two of Cups, but I said it so it's relevant. So maybe you guys are having this kind of telepathic connection, and you're not sure what the purpose of that is. Yeah. Okay, so I'm filling in on I'm a verbal processor, so I'm gonna go over the scenarios that I've already listed. So one, we know you guys are star family and you had an instant connection. It doesn't matter what type of relationship you have with this person. I'm getting romantic, but I'm getting romantic past. That's one scenario. I'm getting family member, and because I mentioned my sister in the beginning, it could be like a sisterly bond that you guys have. So you guys could be two starseeds. So it could be you guys are either really close family members, like, or best friends that feel like family members, part of the same star family, or this is a romantic connection of the past. But we'll find out more and kind of go more into depth. But it could be any of those. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know what I mean? All right, so in the past, the more distant energy with the tarot here, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And this is all about, reversed or upright, it's all about turmoil and anxiety, worry, fear, depression. So deep-seated fears, worry, but also in reverse, it could kind of signify hope or reaching out. So maybe, well, let's keep going. So hope or reaching out is kind of what I'm getting. Then we have the Magician in reverse, also kind of connecting the distant past energy. And we have manipulation, poor planning, untapped talents, insecure, lack of confidence, narcissism potentially. Some of you may resonate with that you maybe were connected to a narcissist. I'm getting that's true for some of you guys, but not the majority. I think more so than anything, it was just insecurities that kind of, I don't want to say plagued this relationship. It was just deep-seated fears and insecurities that degraded like you guys degraded your own selves and therefore the relationship degraded. And I don't mean degraded as in like when you are degrading someone. I more so meant it like you guys were pretty much each at the time of your meeting were your own worst enemies essentially. And we've all been there, we've all done it. Everyone's their own worst enemy to a certain degree, right? But at the time of your meeting, it was maybe you guys you weren't in the best place. And neither was this person, but you felt this instant connection to this person and you couldn't help but move on. Like you couldn't help but like just like Velcro, get connected to each other. Like you couldn't help it. I also got right now the image of like really strong sexual chemistry. So yeah, if this is family, obviously this doesn't apply to you, but if this is a relationship, like extremely passionate, strong sexual energy. And I just saw it in my head like you guys are like stuck to each other. But yeah, okay, let's continue. And then we have the Lovers in reverse. Self-love, disharmony, imbalance, misalignment in values, suffering, conflict, bad choices, indecision, fear of commitment. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's giving ex-partner. It's giving ex-partner. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Personal transition, resistance to change, unfinished business, and emotional baggage. Oh yeah, this is totally ex-partner vibes. Like, again, if you're still here and you're thinking it's a family member, maybe it's an ex-family member, and I don't know how necessarily like or an ex-friend. So it's ex something. Something ended for sure. I don't want to say 100% because nothing's guaranteed, but I am very close to positive that this is an ex-person in your life. That doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, okay? So I want to go back to the tarot real quick and just quickly run through everything. So we have inner turmoil, we have this manipulation, this untapped talent, insecurity, like a lot of insecurity was coming through. And then you can see here the Lovers reversed. So it looks like there was a breaking point of some sort, and it then started to turn into a misalignment. Maybe some bad choices were made. I want to get a clarifier on this just to see like what happened. And then, or like what exactly like made this thing out of whack. But then we can see here on the card it says self-love. It goes to personal transition. So then it kind of made me feel like you guys kind of went on your own separate journey, and maybe you guys have been on your own separate journeys for a long time, but for some reason you still feel really connected to this person. Maybe you want to reach out, maybe they want to reach out, who knows where we're at. But this so far is the energy check. Could be either of you, actually. Maybe at the end, I'm gonna take a note right now. So at the end of pile one, we'll get, just because I forget when I'm channeling, I want to get advice on contact, maybe. Yeah, contact. We'll see. Okay. And then I didn't go over the Queen of Cups, but we have the Queen of Cups here. Why am I pointing like a teacher? Compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. Okay, yeah. So it looks like someone in this could be a mother figure, but someone in this connection was more in touch with their intuition, and maybe that's what created the disharmony. Kind of maybe seeing through maybe whatever manipulation this person was, emotional manipulation, or this potentially narcissism that this person kind of brought to the table. And that's kind of what created this disharmony, because maybe at one point you guys felt good, but maybe it felt a little bit toxic at times. And maybe one of you that was more in touch with your intuition, I'm gonna go with that's you guys who's watching this right now. Maybe you had to end the relationship because of that. You saw through that. Maybe you started healing and you started growing. You started learning about yourself. You started seeing through the veil, and you had to just let it go. but for some reason you still have this really strong connection to this person and you aren't sure why. So that's why we're here, right? Okay, so we're gonna find out why. What's the future? What's the purpose? All right, let us move on. Now we're gonna do a, oh, so if that sounds like you, then this is your reading, and let's move on to the person A, person B formatting. I'm gonna pre-pull them just to save time on the like spread, because it's honestly the spread that I've developed. The spread that I came up with is really long. Actually, I'm just gonna pull them as we go, because some channeled songs started coming through, and the first one that came through, I don't know the artist's name of this song, but it goes, "There's no one like you," or something's all the things you do. I don't know, but hey guys, sorry for the abrupt little pause here, but as I was editing the video, I was thinking to myself, why did I not look up the lyrics to that song? And I found out that it's by the Scorpions. It's called "No One Like You" by the Scorpions, and this is the first section. "Girl, it's been a long time that we've been apart, much too long for a man who needs love. I miss you since I've been away. Babe, it wasn't easy to leave you alone. It's getting harder each time that I go. If I had the choice, I would stay. There's no one like you. I can't wait for the nights with you. I imagine the things we'll do. I just want to be loved by you." Basically, yeah, if you just read all the lyrics of that song, super, super applicable to the situation that we're talking about in this pile. But yeah, maybe that's a message for you from your person. Anyways, that's all. All right, let's continue. Why did I just hear like obsessive? I heard obsessive. Eek. Maybe y'all are like obsessing over each other in a way. I don't mean eek in a bad way, but I'm just like, it's really intense feeling. Eek. It's not bad eek. I mean, it could have been bad, but the energy I'm feeling is not bad. That makes sense. I also don't want to downplay the whole narcissist thing, because that is like a crazy situation to be in. Like, it is really not trippy is the wrong word, but it's like reality breaking, because you believe that someone is someone for so long, right? And then all of a sudden it's just like this whole like lying manipulation thing. So if you did deal with a narcissist, I'm really sorry. But my goal with channeling these things too is to get just the truth and not channel necessarily anything or any person that was like abusive, or channel anyone that is abusive or toxic. Although that can happen when people are emotionally immature. People can have narcissistic tendencies or toxic tendencies, but they might not necessarily be malicious people, like intending to hurt you. They're just, and just emotionally immature kind of downplays it a little bit, but like, you know what I mean? Not everyone is evil, because not everyone just wants to hurt you. Some people do want to hurt you, but I don't think this person wants to hurt you. I think they're just very emotionally immature, and maybe they have a background where they weren't taught how to love. And maybe with that Queen of Cups that came out, you were the one who taught them the meaning of love. And yeah, how to love. Like, I'm seeing this in my head right now, like a cracked open heart space. Like, I feel like you guys cracked open each other's hearts in whatever situation you have. Wow. Yeah, and this like flood of like, I got chills right now, this like flood of like things that you didn't know were possible to feel, whether that be like pain, love, desire, like all came out in this relationship. Very intense, y'all. Okay, I got lost in the shuffles. So sorry. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think you guys got lost in each other in a way. Yeah, definitely. You guys got lost in each other's energy. Like, you could spend days there is what I heard. You could spend days in each other's energy and just like forget about everything else. You're like, huh, work? What's that? I'm in La La Land. Okay, all right. So now let's do person A. which is, my intention is for it to be you guys. If you see yourself in person B as well, you guys might be mirroring each other in some way. But my intention is for you to be person A on the left here, and this person to be person B. Or the person on your mind. The Mentor in reverse. And you got a lot of archetypes, so I'm just gonna pull the top. Oh, okay, that is the, oh my gosh, you guys got your cards like ahead of time. So you're coming out as the sustainer and the nectar, and your person is coming out as the mentor in reverse, and the connecting energy is the riddle and the seed. So definitely getting a more feminine energy on person A side. You don't have to be a female to have feminine energy, but I'm getting the nectar because nectar comes from flowers, right? And so flowers, yes, flowers symbolize femininity, and you just had this goodness inside of you, and you sustained, like you molded. Maybe you tried to change this person. Maybe you tried to like make this person fit into what you believed what they should be. Definitely it's one of those situations where you saw the potential in this person, whether that be a family member or romantic. You saw their potential. You saw through everything because you're highly intuitive and you're really sensitive. You can just see those things where maybe other people can't. And sometimes wow, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, you can't tell people what to do, essentially. Everyone's on their own path, their own journey. And it's just, person A really loves a lot and really has a lot to give. Like, person A has this endless flow of abundance that's coming out of them because they're so connected to, I'm gonna say your, because I really feel like it's you, but if it's not, please disregard and fill in another word. But I really feel like you have a lot of love to give because of your connection to source, to spirit and guidance, and just like your inner child and your goodness. And so you really have a lot of love to give people. And so maybe that's what happened, or what you did to this person. You kind of gave them all this love, but maybe it came out sometimes in a controlling way too at times, and you didn't really know it. Possible. All right, and then your person is coming out of the mentor in reverse, and I'm gonna actually pull or read from the book on that one. And maybe owls are significant. And let me grab the archetypes book. The mentor. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down onto the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. So because it came out in shadow, this is what this person did. The mentor, person B, forgot this humble link, which is they should be serving source and serving other rather than being self-serving, and they mistook themselves for the source of enlightenment, which gives self-serving, self-serving, envious, righteous, or rigid. Very like proud personality type, this person. And you know, it's unfortunate because this person's really powerful, and no wonder why you connected to this person. They're extremely powerful, and it's just unfortunate that they use this ability to read the room and all of these things to self-serve. And maybe, yep, okay, I know what's happening. So this person, like I said, is really powerful. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Is really powerful, and they just didn't know how to use their gift in a way that would serve the relationship. They only know how to serve themselves, and maybe they grew up in a place where they were forced to be really independent, is what I'm hearing. And so I think when you guys met, or when you got deeper with this person, if it's familial, they didn't really expect for you to have such an impact on them in their heart or in their life or just in their mind. Because air came out a lot in the beginning. I think this you guys really connected intellectually with each other. Like you guys have a lot, you could have a lot of banter and the same humor. You guys are probably both really well-read people. And the connecting energy between you guys is the riddle and the seed. So what I think is interesting about this set of cards here is we have the seed right here, right? And it's in this labyrinth of emotion, of thought, it's just endless. It's endless. Seeds obviously are planted for new growth or new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of being. And then we have the riddle on top of it. And as we can see, I believe this is a Celtic symbol. I'm not super familiar, but it's a snake also, and snakes also shed their skin and resemble like constant growth. 3, this person is holding up a 5-3, a 553. It's interesting, in the middle of the riddle symbol there, oh, and even on this one we have 2 stars on it. 2 stars. This one has 3 stars, but still has prominent stars. So definitely, again, you guys are star family. You guys are like past life connected. You guys are connected AF, which is why they're showing up in your reading. And so strongly at that. I'm gonna read the riddle because I just want to. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately, it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. Again, the air thing is coming up again, and so I think you guys are trying to process this, both of you are trying to process this relationship in a really analytical way and using your mind, but in reality, like accepting that there is no end or no closure or no like necessarily like purpose for now is the answer. Like that is the answer. If it's not in front of us or it's not clear, it's because it's not supposed to be clear for whatever reason. There might be more that you guys have to learn on your own before you learn the purpose of this, the purpose or the future of this connection. But right now it's giving, like, the seeds have been planted for this riddle. And because there's a seed and the pearl is outside of the riddle, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, you have moved out you guys both have moved out of this riddle energy, this like confusion, this like extra air, extra intellect and over processing type of energy into a planting seed of the now moment. Maybe the seeds have been planted for reconciliation based on the actions that you guys are both taking today. And because you guys are both so powerful people, I don't doubt that this person is probably learning a lot, just like you. There's just a lot more fear that I'm picking up on this side. Like when I'm like staring at the cards, I get this like really like dark fog kind of over this person's energy. And not to say they're bad or they're terrible people, it's just like a lot of fear. Like they live in the fear matrix still. They have a lot of fear-based programming, and look how colorful you guys are. You guys have like this vibrant watercolor aura, and this person is still kind of living in the matrix of fear and letting their fear and their ego kind of get the best of them. But let's see person B where they're currently at. I'm gonna get another archetype and see where they're currently at because you guys have to, so I'm gonna grab another one. So hopefully so far that's sounding like you and your person, or the person that you had in mind. Can I get another archetype to see where maybe the person B is currently at? Ooh. Oh yeah, the vision. Oh no, more owls. Oh wow, this person's really spooky. No, I'm just kidding. Really mysterious. The temple. I'm not going to take all of these, but I'm going to take the vision, but I'm going to reference these anyways. So we have the vision, and we have the temple, and we have the village. Okay. So if this is resonating so far, let me know. Let me know. Let your girl know. Where are we at? Oh yes, the vision. So what this is telling me right now is that this person has definitely been getting, number one, visions about, look at, they're holding hands, reconciliation, or reconciliation between partners or ex-partners or family members. I just see this like reaching of a point of peace. Oh wow, and look, we can see here too on the cards, see how this is made of like snakeskin as well, but it's only one singular loop. And on the riddle it was all twisted up in this like puzzle, this endless puzzle. Right now it looks like the person B is beginning to figure out and unravel and get out of their own heads and kind of understand that there was a bigger purpose to this. Wow, this card is really synchronistic because look, so we have the riddle card here, we have the sustainer hands here, and then we have the owls here, and lastly underneath all of this is those concentric circles in the seed. So I think this person's mind is really starting to open up, and their ego, like they're starting to accept their ego and integrate with their shadow aspects and maybe not be so self-serving anymore. I don't know for sure. This is all just based on the cards, but take what resonates. You know the person, you know? Maybe this person had to take like a long journey alone. If you look really closely on this card, there's like a mountain, and then inside of it there's like just a guy in there. He's all by himself, or a girl, whatever. And so maybe this person has to retreat really heavily in order to figure these things out. But looks like they're moving towards not being in this energy anymore, which is kind of cool. And like I said, reference the temple, so they're probably praying a lot. And the village, maybe they're reaching out to other people for support. All right, and so now I want to get inner child messages for you, your person, and the connecting energy. And this is going to be, let's see. So we've talked a little bit about your person on your mind. We've talked a little bit about you as an individual. We've talked a little bit about your connecting energies and the future of this, or the purpose. We've talked about the purpose, but we haven't really talked about the future of this connection. Like I said, because in the beginning I was thinking it's like an ex-person, but now it seems like there might be some sort of reconciliation of some sort, whether that be like you guys accepting the fact that there may never be reconciliation, and that's reconciliation. But for a lot of you, I feel like there is actual physical reconciliation in the cards. And so because of that, we're going to look at the future of the connection. We're going to do one inner child. No. Hold on. Let me think about it. Let me think about this. So if we're looking at the future of the connection, I'm gonna think for a second. I will get back to you guys. One sec. I know I had a whole plan, but sometimes it just doesn't work out the way that you thought it was, right? And then you have to redo everything because it just feels right. I heard codependency. So maybe the purpose of it is breaking the shackles of codependency. I just heard that, so it's relevant for someone somewhere. And again, codependency can be applicable to actually family members or best friends. Like you can be codependent. Now that we're on this, I think it is pretty relevant. codependency. There's a book called Codependent No More. There's also a couple of videos on YouTube that go into detail about codependency. And as a recovering codependent myself, I didn't think I was codependent for a long time. I just didn't see it that way. But if you look, codependency, just like any type of it's an addiction, but it's an addiction to people, is a spectrum. And same with any, like, I don't know, ADHD or autism or anything like that. It's a spectrum. So there's a spectrum of codependent people, and you may realize after doing research that you do find yourself on this spectrum. Maybe that might help you. But the book is called Codependent No More. It's pretty cool. You can also get it on an audiobook. All right, back to the back. Oh yeah, the connection as a whole. Sheesh, lady. The connection as a whole. Oh my gosh, almost burned my arm off. All right, so what is the future of this connection as a whole? So we'll do the future first, and maybe the purpose will come out within that. Spirit, please, what is the future of this connection between pile 1's person and themselves? What is the future of this? Is anything going to be happening? Oof. We have find your haven. There is a place of wonder waiting for you. I'm going to get a second card. Place of wonder. It's kind of giving this. It's kind of looking like this card here. Like it's opening up your mind. Let it come forth. So we have, I don't know if I showed you guys, we have let it come forth, number 22. That might be a significant number as well. It's almost like let them come to you, whether that be a family member or a romantic or whatever. Like, it's basically, I get the future of this connection is you finding, and this is more directed towards you rather than the connection itself, because I think, like I said in the beginning, the more important part is to focus on how you can change your actions in this situation, or how you can respond, because we can't control the behaviors of other people, right? We can't will other people to do things that we want them to do just because we want them to. So basically what Spirit is saying here is find your safe space within inside of yourself, explore this new realm of yourself essentially, and let them come to you. I don't know, I'm seeing in my head right now like a mother figure and maybe a parental figure or a sister figure. Maybe you guys had a falling out or a bad ending, but it's let them come to you. Like, let them text you, let them call you, let them be the ones to reach out to you. I think because you were the one who was more open in this connection and willing to be vulnerable, because we have the flower here too, and flowers to me kind of sometimes represent vulnerability because their petals are just so soft and delicate, but they're beautiful and they bring a lot of light to a room, and they brighten up a room. But I think the reason Spirit is saying to let them come to you is because they're the ones who, I don't want to say need to learn the most, because everyone is learning their own things and everyone is on their journey, and people don't have to learn more than another person. They just simply have to learn different things. But you know what I mean. In order for there to be any peace within the connection, this person has to come to you, is kind of what Spirit is saying. And as we were talking about codependency earlier, because you may have codependent tendencies, I don't want to assume, but you may have codependent tendencies, which is why you thought that you could mold someone into the person that you wanted them to be. I'm just gonna leave that there. No, I'm just kidding. I get it. It's really hard. I know. I'm a recovering codependent, I already said. Okay, but because you may or may not have codependent tendencies, you may want to jump in and start to attach to this person or do things to try to control the outcome. But your lesson right now in this, and the future of this, is you finding your haven within inside of yourself and exploring the world. Maybe you might do some traveling, solo traveling, exploring and letting this situation reach its own conclusion in its own time when the time is right. And let's get purpose and advice for you. So let's do, because it's, regardless if it's familial or romantic, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of passion. So I'm going to use this Cosmic Insights Oracle deck, and then maybe we'll get some timing for those of you who are expecting communication, or kind of this when you should, well, you're not reaching out, but I said maybe when you should reach out. So if you do feel like you should reach out, maybe you should reach out. It's up to you. I want to say this, it sounds kind of harsh, but the universe and God is just going to keep giving you the same scenarios over and over again until you learn the lesson. So it's up to you. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, do what you feel called to do in this situation, because only you know your situation and only you know what's right for you. But based on the cards, looks like it's time to focus on yourself. Let's see the purpose. What was the purpose of this connection, and the future? Like, okay, so we'll see what was the purpose and what is the purpose if there is reconciliation. Yep. I said bottom of the deck, move on. So exactly, move on from putting your attention on this person. Move on from putting your attention in this space. I think you have a lot to offer, and it's time to start you molding yourself into the person that you want to become. And this person, it has a little bit of a different lesson, which theirs is to expand and to trust and to serve others, whereas yours is to almost the opposite, which is serve yourself first. So you guys are like, you're definitely experiencing some mirroring with this person, but that's the point of relationships, right? Is to mirror to us what we might be missing. So, all right, purpose. Can I get the purpose of this connection for pile 1, please, in the past? Spy and clarifier. Okay. So Mercury retrograde might be an important time frame, and then we have spy, and then I'm gonna get a tarot on top of these because I just want to, and then the purpose of the future, if there is to be reconciliation. Is there to be reconciliation? Oh, you will be traveling soon, just like I said. You will be traveling soon. And what is the purpose of this future? If there is to be reconciliation, is there to be reconciliation? So many questions. They know what is best to come out. Oh, oh. Give it time. And divorce. So I'm reading these in a certain way where it's like, if you don't give it time, the foundation for the connection between, whether that be romantic or platonic, is not going to be right. Like, it's just not going to be right if it's rushed in any way. Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. And so in the past, we have spy and Mercury retrograde. Someone's got their eye on you. You are doing your research. And then also in the past, Mercury retrograde. And then I'm going to pull 1 tarot card on it just for clarification about the purpose of this in the past. Oh, yeah. Sideways. I'll take it upright. Oh, I think I said this in the beginning, actually. Like, you guys cracked open each other's hearts to love. And although it may not have went the way that you had hoped for, it had a very impactful, it was very impactful for you. And both of you guys, it was very impactful for both of you guys, and no wonder you guys just can't let it go. What I get from the spy card and the Mercury retrograde card is that the purpose of the past was to just dive deeper into your communication styles, the way you communicated with each other, reviewing certain lessons that maybe you guys, or that you each didn't learn, maybe in the last life, kind of what I heard. Like, maybe you guys were meant to, spark each other into reviewing certain things that you didn't get a chance to necessarily really dive deep into in the last life. And you could have been together, could have been separate, but yeah. yeah, it's not giving a real time frame on if there is, but it's saying that if there isn't enough time, the foundation's not gonna be right for this communication. Can I get purpose if there is reconciliation, please? They like don't, it's like blocked energy kind of is what I'm feeling. It's like a little bit blocked. Oh yeah. So if there is communication, I do see it going really positively if you give it time. Give it time. All right. Ooh, bottom of the deck, use your intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite later. I kind of just take that as use your intuition in this situation. Like, don't overlook things. Like, don't overlook details just because you have a special connection with this person. Make sure that you're paying really close attention when you do connect with them, if you end up connecting with them. But for now, Spirit is really, really telling me to remind you to find your own personal, like, heaven inside of your life. And don't put so much energy onto this situation right now, because it's important that they come to you for it to be built on a good foundation. And then lastly, we'll get some higher self messages and a timing card for if it does end up, y'all do end up reconnecting. I did not. It would be the first pile. That was the lovies. The lovies. Okay. So let's get some higher self messages for you so that you can focus more on yourself and find that inner haven while letting go of this connection for now. But do be reminded that when it does happen, if you do give it time, it will be positive. Storms may bring passion, but not peace. Yeah. That's a funny one. So I feel like if you guys are familial, like if this is a familial connection, you guys get in like passionate arguments. Like you guys are just very passionate people. I just imagine like a mom and a daughter like yelling at each other, but like not mad, just very passionate. And your shadows are just hiding to the left right now. Oh, what? To the left? I was like, why not to the right? Your shadows are just hiding to the light. Are just hiding. Okay, what is going on? Your shadows are just hiding the light right now. So because I think what's blocking you maybe from kind of letting this go is, aside from just being curious and analytical, because obviously air was really important in this whole reading. If you do happen to have codependent tendencies, and maybe you should, but maybe it'd be a good idea to look up those things. Codependency is just basically a way for us to block out, suppress our own shadows so that we don't have to look at ourselves, because it's really hard, and sometimes it can, like, we don't want to admit that we have all of these quote-unquote issues within ourselves. So we'd rather just stuff them away. But your shadows are hiding your light. So maybe this is a pattern, this codependent pattern. Yeah, this cycle. Maybe it's like a codependent pattern that you have in not only this familial relationship or a romantic relationship. Maybe it's just a pattern in your life. Like maybe you get really attached to certain people or certain things really quickly. And it's all, I mean, unless it's like genuinely from your heart, but based on the reading, it could be maybe that it is just a codependent tactic to avoid actually doing a lot of the inner work. And if you're here, you're obviously like a really powerful spiritual person. So I know that you are probably doing a lot of work anyways, and you're like really intuitive and you're really smart. But sometimes, you know, this is why the readings exist, you know, to just show us our blind spots and to maybe just illuminate some information that you may have not known about, or maybe didn't have a time to contemplate. But like I said, always use, oh, whoa, those came out. I'll take that one. Don't take action where there's a feeling of resistance. So yeah, it kind of confirms what I said. You may take action just to take action, even though you're feeling in your intuition there's like a little bit of resistance, and this incessant need to constantly be doing or constantly take action is a codependent tactic, or it's like an avoidant tendency within codependency that helps codependents avoid looking at themselves. So yeah, don't take action when there's a feeling of resistance. Get in touch with your actual how you're feeling, and I think that's going to be what helps you move through this connection and kind of reach this point of the sun here, so that you are able to give it time comfortably, not just looking at your watch like, okay, when's the time up? Like, no, genuinely, like, forget about it. Genuinely try to let it go. And I think the way to do that is to slow down and maybe stop thinking so much about it. Obviously, that is so much easier said than done. But maybe start to do intellectual things for yourself. Like, begin to research yourself. And something interesting that helps me too is looking up new journaling prompts in order to like break down like subconscious limiting beliefs that I didn't really know are there, or just like look at other people's tactics of things that they do and just spend your time doing that. But yeah. All right, well, that is all I have for you, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If you liked it or if it resonated with you in any way, please leave me a comment and like or subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you guys chose this chakra bracelet, then this is your reading. When I pulled this out of my jewelry box, I immediately thought friendship bracelet. Like one of those friendship charm bracelets. So maybe this is a connection, like a more platonic connection, or a business related connection. But regardless, whatever the connection is, it definitely helped, I want to say align you. Like it helped align you, or what I want to say, shimmy you into your purpose. It helped push you, or not push you, maybe you guys are helping push each other into each other's purposes when it comes to like in the 3D way, like financially or through like a certain job. So I'm definitely getting more of a platonic vibe, but take it how it resonates. It could be romantic in a way, but we'll see. We'll get the cards. I pre-pulled your oracle cards, and the layout that I had originally planned just kind of got tossed out the window for pile 1, so we'll see if that happens with you guys too, because every situation is different. So every situation I think needs a different spread in a way based on what information we need, right? Okay, that's relevant. Very not analytical, but very structured. So this person that you're asking about, and maybe it's you too, I'm getting more so the other person though. Maybe this person is very like organized and structured, and they like to plan things out and lay things out, and maybe that's how they kind of helped you. Or maybe that's how you're helping them. We'll see. All right. So for your oracle cards, we got the Hunter and the Father. Sorry, I live in an apartment, so if you guys hear loud noises from the neighbors, sorry. So we have the Hunter and the Father to kind of do a history of this connection or check in, whatever. So from these, I can already tell this is more like a masculine figure, or maybe someone who is just really disciplined and really dedicated. The hunters go after what they want, and they set their eyes on a target. So like I was saying with the bracelet, maybe this person is very not affluent, but goal oriented. Maybe you are also very goal oriented. I'm getting more so the other person, so a lot of their energy is coming out first. And then to describe the history of your connection, my intention is to get a past, present, and future, or past, present, and a purpose or a future, because that's the title of the reading. What is the future or purpose of this connection with this person on your mind? So I'm going to put those up a little bit. So we have the Star in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords upright. Oh, sorry, Eight of Swords upright, and the King of Pentacles upright. So like I had, we'll start here first, and then we'll go. lack of faith, despair, discouragement, insecurity, lack of self-trust, and disconnection. So maybe you met this person when you were at a time in your life when you weren't really sure of what your North Star was, like your purpose, your path, your destiny, your like, what am I here on this earth to do, essentially. So maybe you met this person at a moment in time where you were lacking faith in whatever you were doing, or you were lacking faith in yourself, and this person maybe came in. So I think these go together. We have negative thoughts right here with the Eight of Swords, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, victim mentality, and entrapment. So yeah, I feel like definitely you met this person at a time when you maybe weren't feeling like in your full power. Maybe you couldn't see the cracks in the couldn't see the cracks that you were missing, so you weren't able to fill the hole. And maybe this person is coming, I think this is a person's energy. It's coming out of the King of Pentacles, which is wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, and generosity. So definitely a business or purpose related connection. Let's see. So it could be like a boss, like maybe a boss or a mentor, or maybe someone that just really wants to invest in you and your ideas, or invest in you and your who just really sees your value when maybe you couldn't see it within yourself. And I'm kind of getting the feeling right now that maybe that isn't necessarily out in the open yet. Like maybe that's not necessarily happened already, but that's definitely what this person's intentions are. So I want to get a present. I want to get a present for the connection, just because we have you in the past here and we have this person's energy, but we don't have like a present of the connection. I want to see where you guys are currently standing, like right now. Where is pile 2 and their person of interest, or the person on their mind, currently standing? What is their current energy in this relationship? What is the current history of this connection? So yeah, I'm gonna look at the cards while I shuffle. We see air again. Wow, there's a lot of air again. Pile 1 had a lot of air too. I don't necessarily feel like those two are connected. Could be. I mean, if you were called to pile 1. Scorpio. I'm not really big on astrology, so sorry. Oh, Leo. Virgo? Oh, Virgo and Leo. Fire and earth. So those signs could be relevant to you. We have the number 8, the number 17, and 9 and 2. So maybe 222, or I got 888. Maybe those are relevant. Actually, let's roll these real quick, my number dice, and see if there's any like maybe confirmation for this, extra confirmation for this being your pile. Just because I was going over the numbers, so numbers seem to be important. So we have 15, so 111, 15, number 157. 157, 555, 777. Any of those could be maybe significant to you, or be an extra layer of confirmation. And I'm actually going to look up the number 157 real quick. So angel number 157 typically represents new beginnings, positive changes, independence, growth, success, self-expression, and spiritual awakening. This is a transition number signifying that change is happening or is imminent. Encourages you to look at new ways to enhance, develop, and expand your personal spirituality. And the way I kind of read that is expand your personal self. All right, so what is the current, there we go. The current history or energy of this connection is long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. So I'm getting a work type relationship, or maybe you guys work on things together, or maybe definitely more business oriented in whatever way that resonates for you. So I feel like the present history, or what's happening right now in the connection, is nothing really. Like, I feel like you guys are both just working, like you both are working really hard. Could be separately. Can I get a clarifier on the 7 of Pentacles, please? Investment. Yeah, investment, I said that earlier. Queen of Swords in reversed. can't believe this card said this word. How rude. It says the B word. I do not think that any of you guys are B words, but I don't know why this card was just so bold. This card was so bold, that word. Maybe this person is bold. Maybe you're bold. It says overly emotional, cold-hearted, cruel, or bitterness. Yeah, so we have clear-minded, direct communication. So maybe there's a lack of communication in this. Maybe you guys are being cold towards each other because maybe you aren't sure of what, like I said in the beginning, I don't think like the intentions are necessarily out in the open between you two. So maybe that's why there's this like distance. You guys are like trying to keep your distance, which makes sense if it's at a work situation or some sort of business thing. Like maybe you literally cannot have any like personal relationships in the company or in the job or where you are. So maybe that's why there's this coldness between you two. So if that sounds like your situation, then this is your pile, and we can keep going on to the other cards. Okay. So the purpose of the connection is to align you with your purpose, but yet there is no communication or a lack of communication. Interesting energy. Very interesting energy. I feel confused. So maybe you are feeling confused about the intentions of this individual because they have not been spoken. They've not been talked about. So maybe you feel in your soul, that you know the purpose of this connection or the future of this connection, like you know in your heart, but there's nothing happening. So you're like, am I freaking crazy? Or is something gonna happen with this person? And I think underneath the surface, yeah, that's definitely the intention of this person. But they haven't said anything. I think they're just kind of running through their head about what is exactly the correct way to approach, if at all. But their energy came out as the hunter. So they do have like a laser type focus, like this image here. Like they do know their goals and what they want, but I think there might just be some fear or some confusion around this connection. Sorry about that, guys. I had to change my camera battery. It dies really fast. But as I was looking at your spread, I was like, something feels off. Something feels off at the beginning part of this reading. And you know what it was? I didn't pull any oracle cards aside from the archetype card. I didn't pull any oracles. I was like, why is that? That's so weird. And I feel like this person is very like not into they're very grounded in the 3D, if that makes sense, in a good way. Like I feel like, not in a bad way, they might be closed off a little bit to like more of like the starseed stuff or the angel stuff or the light worker stuff. Like they might just be a little bit closed off to that, and maybe that's why I didn't pull any oracle cards for this pile. But I feel stuck. I feel like a really stuck energy. I want to grab some oracle cards and look at more of the situation and more of the energy check-in. And I want to go into more of a little bit about you, because a lot of this person's energy came out, but I want to go into a little bit more of you, and for that I'm going to use oracles. And so for that oracle pile, I'm going to use the starseed and more archetypes to get more info. There's a card that's flipped over. What is this? And it's okay to be misunderstood. This was in this deck by accident. I'll take it. Just because that's random. So you have it's okay to be misunderstood. And so maybe you are feeling misunderstood by this person. Maybe you guys are not, because it really does feel like there's stuck communication. Maybe maybe what's going on right now is like just a complete misunderstanding of each other. Oh my gosh, messenger came out too. Yeah, so maybe there may be kind of getting like a middleman messenger that helps you guys communicate, or maybe one of you guys decides to open up to the other one. But these two cards came out in the first pile. But like I said, I don't think the energy is necessarily really connected, but if you did feel called, maybe you have two situations on your mind. And then we have portal and you are not alone. Okay, so kind of what I'm getting now is doors are opening. So let's look at portal. Doors opening, you decide, rewards, and wild card. Yeah, definitely feeling that wild card energy. It's almost like you guys, or you have the ability to choose. Yes, yep. Okay, this is making a lot more sense. You have the ability to choose what happens with this relationship, although it is the other person's responsibility to communicate as well. I feel like more than anything, you are unsure of what you want. So you are unsure of what, yeah, I got chills. That was confirmation for me. You are unsure of what you want to happen with this person. Maybe you do have romantic feelings for this person, but it's not allowed if you work together or something like that. Or maybe you do see them as a really good business partner. Maybe you do feel really connected to this person as like a father figure. Whatever your situation may be, take what resonates. But maybe so in the beginning it was feeling like this person wasn't communicating. But which is true. And you're not alone. Like both of you guys are not communicating to each other, but it's because both of you guys haven't, and you're mirroring okay, yeah, you guys are mirroring each other's lack of communication because neither one of you has set a clear intention on exactly what it is that you want with or from the other person. Either that, like I said, either that may be with business, in romantic connection, or platonic connection. Like neither of you has really come up with a really clear idea of what you want. And that's why there's this like stagnant stalemate energy. Yeah. Yep. Cool. That makes a lot, that I feel complete with that message. So if that sounds like you, let's move on to the person A, person B format and get more of your energy, more of their energy, and more of the connecting energy, which I intend to be the future and the purpose and the future. And then we'll add tarot if we feel like we need some more clarification. Just gonna clean these up real quick. I do feel the need to clean them up. The last deck I didn't really want to clean them up, but for this one I do. Or last pile, my bad. This one I do. I just want to clean the slate. Wipe the slate clean. That might be relevant for you too. Like maybe... Come clean. I want to come clean. Yes. I feel like one of you... And based on the beginning of the reading too, I think this person knows what they want. I think you know kind of what they want. I think maybe you're unsure because maybe they're unsure, which I said already, but like that person was coming out, and I say he because the father card was out there, but that person was coming out as a hunter. So it's like that person knows what they want. I guess I'm just confused why there's this like stalemate energy. I think it has to do with place of work or like situation. Like maybe it's like your friend's cousin. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean? Like it's just weird. Like it's just like you're like, I don't know if I really want to go into that situation. Like I don't really know what I want from the person, and besides that, like I can't really tell this person's intentions anyways, so I'm just not going to say anything at all. And hopefully that person eventually comes to me. I think that's what you're thinking. Hopefully that person eventually just comes to me and confirms everything that I'm thinking. And then maybe we'll see what happens from there. You know what I mean? kind of what I'm getting. My table is a fold down, guys, and like all my tarot cards are like weighing it down, and I'm like really upset about it. Weighing it down. Maybe you guys are like this connection or like not knowing is weighing you guys both down. And you guys just, one of you wants to like get it over with already. Like, I really hope this story is making sense to you guys, and if it is, let me know. So person A, my intention is for you to be person A and them to be person B, but we will see what happens. So can I get some energy check-in for person A, the viewers, the people watching pile 2, please? Can I get an energy archetype for the people, the viewers of watcher, the viewers of watcher 2, the viewers of pile 2, please? Spirit, thanks. Oh. The medallion, and one more please for their energy. Pile 1. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, that is not their energy, but can I get, since we're going this way, we're gonna, oh yep, the mystic. The piles might be reversed as well, so if you see yourself in pile B, then take that pile. But if you see, you know, take whatever pile resonates with you and your energy. That's kind of the point of the energy check. And I'll try to use generic labels like person A and person B rather than you, depending on. So we have the threshold. Sorry, I haven't been narrating. We have, for your energy so far, we have the medallion. In the middle connecting energy, we have the unseen. And then for person B, oh, not your energy, sorry, person A. And then person B, we have the mystic. And then under another clarifier, under the connecting energy, we have the threshold. And then I would like to get one more card for person A and person B. And we'll call person A the medallion person and person B the mystic. Can I get one more card for person A, the medallion, about their energy? Oh, the siren. Wow, that's so funny. This card was trying to come out earlier, but I thought it wasn't. I thought it wasn't meant for the reading, and it ended up being part of the reading. One more card, please, for the mystic. So we have the kiss. So first we'll start over with person A's energy. So person A is kind of giving me the feeling that they're very dedicated to their goals. They're very, with this medallion here, focused on wealth and abundance and security. But see how we can see there's a distance between the hand, the person in the card, and the actual medallion. It seems like person A is constantly always reaching for this success, which may be elusive in some way. So person, oh yeah, and then we have the siren as well. And sirens are very alluring. They're very, I'm gonna read the card on this because I want to see what the archetype's interpretation of it is, or the author's interpretation of it is. But you know, everyone knows what a siren is, right? It's like one of those mermaids that beckons to men on their ships and makes them crash. So I'm not saying you're a siren, but what I'm saying is that you have a very alluring personality, and that might be really attractive to a lot of people. You might be really unique in some way. In that way, like you might look very unique, like physically unique. You might have like unique colored eyes, is what I'm getting. Let's look at XVIII. The siren. The siren calls, oh, here you go. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in the spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad, it is somewhat irrelevant. It is the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, down, down to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option. Unless like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It is likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we can come to live more fully on the surface. Yeah, so I really feel like you are very, like, have an attractive personality, or maybe like an attractive idea or an attractive brain. Like, the way you think might be really attractive, and that's what makes you really unique, is that you're just like very I don't want to say desirable in like you're an object type of way, but like you have a really unique aura about you. And I think that's what this person B values about person A, and why they find themselves attracted to their energy or their ideas. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is giving me that person A thinks of a lot of ideas, but doesn't maybe have the means to like reach them sometimes. Maybe person A is stunted by their physical appearance at times, or can be stunted by that in a way. Like, maybe people overlook them or overlook their ideas, and people talk about pretty privilege or whatever, like that's a new thing, right? But sometimes it can I don't want to say, sometimes people think the opposite way. Like, it's kind of like how people think people with glasses are smarter for some reason. Like, it's just this like archetype that we have in our movies and TV that like make people initially think a certain way about someone else. So maybe person A doesn't really get their ideas listened to a lot. And maybe that's what the purpose of person B is because they do see the real true value of the person A's mind and what they can create, and their personality. I don't know why I just heard like you might be a model or an actor too, like, and you might have like, you might be an actor, like you might be like in front of a lot of people, or like you might be like a speaker of some sort. But okay, so I'll use the actor example. If you're an actor or an actress, if person A is an actor or an actress, they might be in front of a lot of people, but they also might in the background like have a deep desire to write scripts, or to make be a director, right? And so person B might see this in person A and really value it, but not necessarily know how to approach it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This is making more sense. And then we have for person B, we have the mystic, and I just want to read that one too. The mystic, oh wow, so this is why you guys are connecting. This is making sense. The mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or lighthearted daydreamer, yet like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it to his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and talent and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient and prudent changemakers, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery, in the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and darkness upon its wings. Okay, so this person is showing up as the mystic person B, and they might really value they have the ability, so okay, first of all, they might be like older, they have like an older energy than person A, so they might see beyond the veil with person A, and that's really interesting to them, and they can see the value in it. But also, something that stuck out to me was that the mystic is also a misunderstood archetype, just like the siren, or just like how we interpreted the siren, right? So the mystic is also a misunderstood archetype. So I feel like you guys are connecting because you are both unseen in some way. You guys both have more that is like behind the scenes. And we can see that with the eyes here, there's a lot of eyes. So we have 1 eye, 2 eyes here, we have 3 eyes here. So it looks like there's a lot of like watching. Yeah, there's a lot of people watching. Or like you guys are watching each other, but I'm getting like there's like external people watching. So it might be difficult to connect with each other. Honestly, that's kind of what I'm getting. And then we also had the kiss for this person. So the kiss is general affection. It could be an actual physical kiss. Like this person might actually have romantic feelings towards person A, the medallion and siren person. Yeah, the siren person will go with that. So they might have actual romantic feelings towards the siren person. But more than anything, I just feel that the mystic person has a deep appreciation for the siren person. And they have a lot of knowledge in their industry or their field. And I feel that this person really wants to like hold the siren person's hand, but not, it could be in a romantic way, but it could also be in just like a metaphorical way, which is like wants to like show them the path. Like, so like if we go back to the actor example, it would be if the siren person is an actress or an actor and they want to actually write scripts, the mystic person wants to hold their hand and walk him down their path and do that. So I think the mystic person overall has pretty good intentions towards the siren person, and I think the siren person is a little bit unsure of the mystic person, and it might be because of the work influence or it might be because of like an age gap of some sort. But this reading is confirming that the intentions are pretty pure. And then we see the connecting energy along with the unseen was the fact that you guys were both misunderstood, showing up as both misunderstood archetypes. Is that I think there's a threshold to be able to see the unseen within each other at some point. It's almost like you guys are right in between communication, like, but see this wall right here, there's something blocking communication. Like you guys just can't communicate for whatever reason. So maybe this reading is going to validate validate things you already knew about this person, or kind of things that you intuited about this person. Let's see, and then I want to get some inner child cards to kind of go over what is the future. Like, will you guys end up breaking communication? What is the future and what is the purpose, aside from you guys kind of both resonating on that frequency of being like misfits or misunderstood archetypes? So let's get some inner child cards. I want to see, please spirit, what is the purpose, the future? Yeah, what is the purpose of this? Why are these people, person A and person B, connecting? And then what, a time to remember. Look back on your childhood. And 44, you know the way. Trust your intuition on this journey. So we have another butterfly here, and more so on the person B side. A time to remember. Look back on your childhood. Can I get a clarifier on a time to remember? Look back on your childhood, please. I'm getting like take yourself back to square one. I don't know what that means, person A, but if you might know. Go back to step one. Go back to plan one. Plan one. Like plan A and your person A. Maybe you start taking like a plan B route, not literally like not the medicine, but like you started going with your like backup option essentially for your life. And I think Spirit's guiding you to go back to where, like, find your childhood inspiration again and do that. Maybe if you are a writer, or if you are in some sort of industry, look for inspiration in your childhood, whatever industry that you are in. Look for inspiration in your childhood, yeah, and do whatever with that, whatever you do within your industry. Okay, and then you also got for clarifies, review your responsibility. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold. And 24, let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. Okay. More butterflies. Okay, so kind of what I'm getting from this, like the purpose. I think the purpose of the connection is to, or purpose of, yeah, the connection, or the reason that there's maybe no communication or this like kind of block right now, is to allow you to maybe not have help with whatever goal that is that you want to do right now, because person A, the siren person, not have help from this mystic right away. Maybe that there are some other things that you have to do or unlock or create on your own before you fully connect with this mystic person, or before person A connects with this mystic person. Sorry, I feel like most of you are pile A, so that's why I say that. So sorry, excuse me if I get it mixed up. But I'm just gonna keep going because it's throwing me off track when I backtrack. But maybe, yeah, maybe there's a lot that person A has to complete before they're able to fully connect, and before they're able to connect with each other. Let's see what you have to do. Let's see what you have to do. What does person A need to focus on right now, and while they're not connected fully with this mystic person? What is it that person A is the siren person is supposed to be focused on? It's too many. What is it that person A is supposed to be focused on while they're not fully in communication with this mystic person? Aside from reviewing your responsibilities and exploring their childhood, is there anything else? Please, Spirit, that siren people are supposed to be focusing on. Oop. So strength, and we have ego. Grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. Yeah. And then we have 15, the ego, which is the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. Okay, that makes sense. So basically the reason why this connection hasn't really fully manifested, or maybe why you guys haven't had the full amount of communication due to like circumstances, is because the siren person, person A, has to cultivate a lot of inner strength to overcome a lot of their fears on their own first. Like if the mystic got involved, the mystic person got involved, it might not necessarily help the siren person as much as it will until after they sort through all of their ego-based emotions or their childhood traumas and kind of overcome their feeling of feeling not enough, or their feeling of feeling like everything is unattainable to them, or they're not valuable enough to achieve the goals that they want, or they're not smart enough to achieve the things that they want, whatever the limiting belief is for you. And again, we have the illusion of being trapped. So placing too much importance on material items, and what I get from that is I think the siren person is placing too much importance on the outcome of the situation rather than focusing on their internal world. So yeah, I think person A, the reason why there hasn't been as much communication between these people is because person A has to do some things, has to sort some things out on their own before the mystic person is able to kind of step in and give them that extra boost that they need, whether that be in their career. It's mostly career really, but take it how it resonates, but whether that be in their career, their industry, or their field of work. All right. I saw 444 on my camera timer too, so that was confirmation. All right, I want to know, well, we know what needs to be done or what's the purpose. I want to see the future, like will there be communication? And remember that things can change based on certain actions or decisions. So basically what Spirit is saying in this reading is like focus on your inner strength and kind of unraveling your inner world, and start thinking about why you feel like you need the help of others in order to be successful on your own, and just start doing the things that you feel called to do, despite having a lot of money or not a lot of money, or a lot of resources or not a lot of resources. Like just try your best. And usually once you start, that's when kind of more you start aligning with more people who are able to help push you on the path. Let's see. Oh yeah, I want to see if there will be communication ever. I'm gonna use tarot for that. So we know what needs to be done, but let's see if there will be communication. Oh yeah, we have the Star and the Queen of Wands. So this is you here, or pile A, the Siren person. The Star is all about balance, recovering after like a tower, the Tower moment. So the Star comes after the Tower card in the deck, and it's basically like fertilizing new soil. So maybe the person A, the Siren person, had like a kind of a bad situation happen to them, or a wind of bad events happen to them, but now the Siren person A, is working on rebuilding their foundation and going with new growth. However, Queen of Wands in reverse is telling me that person A still doesn't feel confident in themselves and what they're doing. So really what I'm getting from this is I don't think there will be any forward movement in this connection until person A, the Siren person, works on their self-confidence, their self-worth, whatever emotion, egoic emotion, shadowy emotion that is like holding them back. That's kind of what I'm getting, but I want to get more cards. Yeah. We have the Empress. So the Siren person really needs to step into their Empress energy. And I think until that point, the communication is going to be blocked. Just by random circumstances or random happenings. And it's not to say that you're not doing a good job, or that you're not on this person's level or anything like that. It's just more so Spirit saying like, it wouldn't even be helpful if you guys were to connect right now. Because it doesn't matter how much someone else sees the value in you. You have to see that same value in yourself to really resonate with what that person is saying to you. So for example, if someone is telling you like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, but like deep inside you don't really feel beautiful and you feel kind of like ugly, then all you're gonna hear is like, all you're gonna do is deny it. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm not that pretty, but thanks though. Like, you're just gonna deny it. So it wouldn't even be helpful for you to be connecting with this mystic person right now. So yeah, I'm gonna get some higher self messages for you guys. And it's actually really interesting because the hunter, or the mystic person who was the hunter in the beginning of the reading, their energy came out a lot on top, like in the beginning of the reading, and like not a lot of yours. And then their energy came out very little here, and then it was a lot of your energy. Very interesting. It kind of seems like you guys are like again, just like teetering on this scale, kind of waiting for the I want to say timetables, but the tables of time to kind of turn and connect this communication. So what are some higher self messages for pile 2? What are some higher self messages for pile 2? Let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. So I think that's talking about like letting go of your egoic fears or all of your limiting beliefs. Like, maybe you consciously say that you've let them go, but obviously based on this reading and external circumstances, like maybe that's not fully true, and maybe you're not really sure where to start. But I would maybe just reach out to your angels for guidance and have them give you a book. You can just ask. All right, and any more higher self messages? Big dreams are built by those who do the work. Yep, this was totally a work pile or like a business type relationship. So it's like, yeah, put in the work. Put in the work on yourself. Put in the work towards your dreams. Stop waiting for someone to give you all the resources you need. Like, try your best to, so for example, if you're trying to make a film or a movie or something like that, like, and you're like, oh wow, I need like all this camera equipment, I need all this stuff, I don't have the budget for it, blah blah blah, whatever the problem may be. There's tons of like great low budget films that have been created that become like some of the most well-known films. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I just know that there's a lot of them out there. And so you don't need a lot of financial resources to do the things that you want. You just need to start doing them. And I think once you do that, that's going to help you release all of these egoic fears and give you this inner strength to keep going and see the value in yourself. Because once you complete a project, or once you complete whatever task it is that you are working on here, you'll feel so good about yourself. It'll give you like not an ego boost, but it'll give you like a confidence boost. And that's going to help you kind of elevate your frequency in a way to where you become less held back by all of these egoic fears and shadow aspects. Cool. All right, well, pile 2, that is all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and if this resonated with you in any way, please let me know in the comments below, or let me know what your situation, if you feel called to. I'm genuinely curious. This one was a little bit interesting energy to read, so I'd love to hear how it resonated with you guys. And if you, did I say like, comment, subscribe? Do that if you want. That's cool too. All right, well, we'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you chose these little mushroom earrings, let me see if I can pick them up with my new nails. Can you see those? Yeah. Let me see if I can hold it closer. If you picked the little mushroom earrings, then this is your reading. So I already got, just from like sitting here and like getting in the vibe, I already got a couple messages. Yours are coming in really fast. So maybe the situation that, or the person that you're asking about, the person on your mind, maybe the whole situation was relatively quick in the grand scheme of time. Also, what's interesting is I took a 2-day break. Sorry, is that my cat or my dog? Anyways, I took a 2-day break just because I got things to do, and I took a little break from this pile just because the other ones were super long, and I assume that this one will be around the same length. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is I think that maybe in this connection that you have, it's like on and off kind of in a way. I feel that maybe you had to take a break from each other over time. And then also, when I picked these out of my jewelry box, I heard fun guy. Get it? Because fungi, mushroom. But maybe it was something that was at first just for fun, and you didn't really know the outcome, but maybe you continued on regardless, and you kind of had fun, and then you had to have all these breaks and stuff. Anyways, we'll see more when I pull the cards, but that's what I'm getting for now. So I'm just gonna put your little earrings up here in the corner. Again, if you hear my dog coughing, I'm sorry, he's old. Another thing I got, for one, because I did myself a manicure, as you can see, maybe this person really brought out a more feminine side to you, and like the receiving energy. Maybe they brought out the more of like receiving energy, feeling beautiful, feeling valued. That could also be relevant. Not that nails make you feel that way, but personally, when I put on like nails, or I cut my hair, or I do my hair, whatever, I feel a lot more feminine, a lot more in my power in a way. I feel like more myself, more kept up. I don't know if that's gonna be relevant, but we'll see. So I've already pre-pulled your oracle cards, so we have them here. I pulled a little bit of tarot, and the point of the beginning part is to do kind of an energy check-in and see if this is your reading, and then if it is, we'll go into a person A, person B format. I intend to have you on the left side here and the other person on the right side. Then we're going to do connecting energies through the middle, and then we're going to answer the question through all this process: what is the future, or what is the purpose of this connection? And that's what we're gonna do. We might get inner child cards. Again, the format I originally had just was thrown out the window, so we'll see if that happens here. I'm assuming it will. So let's go ahead and with your oracle cards first. We have, well, this, I don't know why I want to do this one first. There is a better, 7 of Winter, and this is from my Fairy Oracle deck, which is one of the oldest decks I own. This is actually my first deck. So the connection you're asking about may also be something that is pretty old, or that's been going on for a while. So 7 of Winter, there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly or running away from the truth. Immediate, and then we have the Prince of Spring, charming, self-confident, passionate, and restless. Immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, and a passionate relationship. Yeah. So kind of like what I was picking up on, I feel like it, with the fun guy thing, like maybe it was like just a bout of passion, or maybe it was like passion initiated, but then it turned into something that was more deep than you had necessarily expected or planned for. I also am picking up on this restless word here on the card. And maybe you two have known about each other for a while, or it's been a long history with this person, and this connection or this relationship or whatever it was like restless. Like you guys were just getting restless being around each other for so long. So regardless, I feel like it was something relatively important, although it started in passion. So we'll put that here, and then, well, yeah, we'll put this one here first. Again, I want to say more with like the fun guy with the mushrooms. Maybe you guys just enjoy doing fun things together. Like you could have even gotten like trippy with each other in a way, but maybe you just enjoyed doing fun things together, and maybe that's what brought on that passion in the partnership, was this like activity of this doing. Then we have this "There is a better choice" card. So I'm thinking that one of you had to skate away. One of you had to leave. But let's continue. Let's continue. And then we have, I want to pick some in the middle here. I'm going to get more. And then we have the Four of Wands in upright. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. And again, this is going to be like the more distant energy, and then I'm moving forward into the more current energy, or the future energy, and the current energy in the middle. And then we have the Hanged Man upright, and we have the Eight of Pentacles upright. I'm going to get one more card here and two more cards here before I start talking. Let me decide what deck I want to use for this. I want to use a Lana Fairchild's deck. So I'm kind of already picking up on a lot of energy in this pile. Is my camera crooked? Whatever. You guys can see it. So I'm kind of getting, and remember, my intention is for this can be familial, platonic, business related. I'm kind of getting, I'm definitely it's so weird, the feeling from this pile so far, because we have the Four of Swords, we have this passion with this king, and then we have someone leaving. Like, I am really getting that it was more of a romantic connection, but it doesn't necessarily feel like the standard romantic feeling or the standard romantic energy. It feels like, because we have the two mushrooms in the beginning, it feels like you guys are just like two people in the same friend group is what I'm hearing. Two people in the same field of work. It could be like you guys just happen to be similar in some way, but you didn't expect to have this. If the way I'm seeing it in my mind is like you guys are just two of the same type of thing, and then it not rewound, or it whirlwind, that's the word I'm looking for. It whirlwind into something, but it had also been something that was long standing at the same time. This restlessness, right? It was like you guys have known each other, known of each other, known about each other for some time, but maybe it was on and off again is what I'm getting. But eventually this like cyclone kind of manifested, this whirlwind of something. So that's why I'm not necessarily getting like full-on relationship fully. Like maybe some of you were in a full-on relationship with this person and that's how it felt, which could also be true. You know, take what resonates for you in your situation. You know what's best. But I do want to get two more of these cards and see what else we have before I dive into the tarot. Okay, Spirit, can you please give me a little bit more of the middle energy here for pile 3, please. A little more of the middle energy. Spirits tell me one of these and one of something else. Okay, one of these and another fairy. That's what I heard. Okay, sounds good. Oh, good thing already. So we have the 4th ray, or if I said 44. So we have the card number 44, the 7th ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. And then I'm gonna grab another one and another fairy. So 44 may have been a significant number for you. We also have fire sign, moon, or the moon. So moon placements may play an important role. We also have water signs present. So I think that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces might be relevant. I'm new to the astrology thing. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces might be relevant. We have the fire signs, which would be Sagittarius, Leo, and oh my gosh, you guys, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Those might be important. We also have Virgo present, and the element. Yep. We have hold your center. 2 flipped out, by the way. We have Merkaba, spiritual protection. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the book on these 2, and then I'm gonna pull fairy cards after that. So we have 44, the 7th ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. And let's check it out. So again, you might when you are with this person or moving into this partnership or relationship or connection with this person, you may have been noticing the number 44 a lot, and that was confirmation that you were where you were supposed to be. When the gift of the 7th ray enters your life, something new is being formed, something that will benefit your world. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purposes, resonating with the high-frequency violet light and the Archangel Zadkiel. The 7th ray also helps transmute energy from lower to higher frequency. It is a spiritual cleansing agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen and felt, restoring hope and joy in the heart. Okay, I just want to go off on that card a little bit. So it feels like whatever this person brought to your life, even though maybe you did end up having to walk away from it, or the other person did, I think it was you though, it brought a lot of expansion to your life. It brought a lot of joy into your life, and although it may have been just for fun at first, or this like passionate whirlwind, whatever it was, it kind of feels like something that's going to be there. Whether they actually are physically in your life or their impact is in your life, it feels like it's going to be present in you because it sparked something in you. So then I see here, hold your center. So this is, to me, in the middle of this whole spread, is giving that you got, one or both of you had to hold true to like who you were, and maybe that was starting to become lost through the expansion. And so it's kind of giving, reintegrating new ideas, new lessons. And then we have Merkaba, spiritual protection, number 25. Again, that might be a significant number. Maybe you're 25, maybe your person on your mind is 25, or turning 25, or you saw 222 or 555. That is also extra confirmation. Doesn't have to be, but could be. Okay, we have Merkaba, spiritual protection. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. Being open to receive, it's giving what I said in the beginning, that receiving energy. Being open to receive, why do I keep saying it's giving? It's giving. It's giving. That's so, what is it called? The TikTok slang? Maybe you or your person is into that. Anyways, I feel like a really silly energy. So kind of like goes back to the fun guy thing. Like I feel in general, you guys were able to be really silly with each other, and maybe that's what brought on this like intense passion. If it's a romantic partnership, and then if it's a business partnership, maybe you guys just felt, I don't feel business, but I'll say anyways, just in case. Maybe if you were in a more professional relationship, or it's like a familial relationship, you feel like you can really just trust this person, and you feel comfortable. Like you feel comfortable. Regardless of the situation, you were able to feel authentic. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release the thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good in all ways. So with the rest of this card, it seems like in your heart, you felt that this person was not rightfully for you. And you had to release and hold your center, knowing that you were skating on to greener pastures. Yeah, because after winter, spring, yeah, after winter comes spring, right? So you were winter, spring, summer, fall. Yeah, you were skating on to greener pastures. All right, so now let's go. I said I was going to pull fairy, but I don't feel the need to anymore. So now let's go into the tarot, and then I did want to get one more for the more future energy of this connection. And we'll talk about these ones here while I'm shuffling. Just give me one sec. Wow, I thought I was going to have a hard time with these nails, guys, but I'm doing pretty good. Okay. For pile 3, can we please get one more card on the more future energy? So far we have the Four of Wands in the beginning. So I feel that whatever you invested in, whatever connection you invested in, it wasn't a waste is something I want to say, but that doesn't apply to the card at all, but that's what I'm saying. Whatever you invested in, it wasn't pointless. It wasn't a waste of time. It was very relevant to your expansion. And let me pull the other card first, then I'll hop into it. Can I get a card for the more distant energy for pile 3, please, Spirit? Pile 3. I feel like a sigh of relief right now is what I heard in my head. A sigh of relief. I don't know if maybe that's how you feel right now, or that's how you felt in the past. Yeah. Can I get a this looks pretty close to that. Can I get one more for the more future, the farther future? Please, Spirit. Yeah, I feel like I can breathe again, is what I'm hearing. I feel like I can breathe again. All right, one more, Spirit, please. If it comes out in the next 3, I'll take it. Oh, they said, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna take all these. I think I'm not gonna take any of them. Actually, that one flew there. I'm not taking any of them. Nope. Spirit, can I have one more, please? Just one card for the more future energy for pile 3, please. Ah! I'll take those two. Finally. Sheesh. Maybe that's how you guys felt. Either one of you felt. You're like, finally. I don't know what that means, but finally, sheesh. Maybe either it's finally beginning or it's finally over. It could, whatever it's applicable to you. Okay, so now let's hop to the tarot. You guys got the most tarot cards out of any of the other piles, I believe, if I remember correctly. Let's start from the beginning. Again, so we have the Four of Wands upright, and that's all about stability, foundations. It could symbolize marriage. See these two people on the card, they're like, yeah, we're freaking doing this dang thing. So harmony, home has a lot to do with very, why do I want to say suburban relationships, but you know, like the house, the family, the Jones, the doing of the things. That's what it gives. Very, run-of-the-mill, like routine. So I think whatever connection that you're asking about, had you definitely felt the 3D potential of the partnership. However, being in this 3D energy kind of pulled you out of your High Priestess, and maybe you felt more disconnected from spirit. You didn't feel in touch with your intuition. It's almost like the word that's coming to my head is normal. Like maybe it felt too normal. And it took you away from this very ocean-like personality that you have. Maybe the ocean is significant. Ocean-like. Yeah, actually, you know what's really interesting? If you look at the... Oh, wow. This is something I never noticed about the card. I'm not really a researcher, so I don't really research things, but I'm sure this is like common knowledge, but not to me. So I'm going to put it over here, and hopefully you guys can zoom in if you want to see. But if you look at the High Priestess here on the card, at the end of her dress, it looks like her dress is turning into the ocean with the moon there. Do you see that? That's so cool. I never noticed that. So we have the High Priestess with the ocean, like I said, this ocean-like personality that you have, and if I feel like it's like trying to contain the ocean, right? Like it's impossible. I think that whatever connection you're asking about felt restrictive in some way because you're the ocean. If it makes sense, it makes sense. And then we have the Hanged Man upright. So we have pause, surrender, letting go, new perspective, enlightenment, viewing things differently than before, sacrifice, change, and release. So I think with this holding your center and it aligning like this in the center, is like you had to see things from a new perspective. You had to see things from a new perspective in order to skate away to greener pastures. And then, so that's the more distant energy. I feel like this is getting more recent here with the Eight of Pentacles. So more recently, I can see that you've been working really hard on your own personal goals, and maybe this person as well. Maybe this other person as well has been really working hard and diligently developing their place in the world. And especially with the star next to it. The star is all about rebuilding and rebirth after like a big tower moment. So I can see that one or both of you, probably both, because a lot of times in connections like this, we're mirroring lessons to each other. So probably both of you are working on finding your footing. And then at the end, we have transition, change, with the Six of Swords. Transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. And then we have the Lovers, love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships. You know, the Lovers. So kind of what I'm getting from this is like two options. You had to sail away from a love type connection. You had to sail away and move on. Again, look, we have the Seven of Winter in conjunction with the Six of Swords, and they are giving the same energy. I've said you're giving so many times. It's so funny. They're showing me the same energy of moving away from something. So that's why I think it's almost like you're releasing, and maybe this other person too, in the future, you're releasing the need for partnership. Is what I just heard. And that could be romantic, platonic, or business related. Honestly, for this pile, I am getting really like romantic-ish vibes. So if that sounds like you and sounds like your situation, then this is your pile, and we'll continue on to person A and person B. And that's when we're really going to figure out what the purpose of the connection was. Cool. In the future, the purpose in the future. For the future, it wasn't really showing me much. It was showing me almost the sameness, the same energy as the Seven of Winter, but it gave me the Lover. So it's like letting go of the need for partnership or union. But we'll see if it comes out, if the future comes out. I want to focus more so on the purpose with this pile for some particular reason, rather than the future. So I'm going to go with that. All right. So now we're going to look at the archetype cards and kind of get your energy. That's my intention. It might change. The connecting energy and your person's energy. Spirit and guides, please provide me with a representation of person A, person B, the viewer's energy, and their person of interest, along with the connecting energy. Please, Spirit. Thank you so much. So, person A, viewer, the maiden. So we have you as the maiden. Can we get person B, please? The ocean. That's you guys. That's what I said. Did the ocean. No, this is all you guys. You have, so you came out as the maiden. I'm going to show you guys the art on this card. Maybe it's adding extra confirmation. We have a rose. We have this really feminine, beautiful energy. Very gentle. And then we have the ocean, like I was saying in the beginning. You guys are literally the ocean. Like, so expansive. And we have gnosis, which is knowing. Which is knowing. I believe... I looked up gnosis once and it was connected with Mother Mary. So Mother Mary might be a significant spirit guide for you and guiding you on this journey. I'm going to read the card just to be sure, and I'm going to look it up because I just want to give you guys the most information possible. But gnosis is just the knowing of things. And then can we please look at pile, or person, their person of interest, please, for person A. We have the self. Put it down here a little bit. Oh, I need to pull this up a little bit. The king. Oh, wow, interesting. Can we get one more for person B, please? There it is. It jumped. The heart. Oh, this person is definitely learning how to open up their heart chakra for sure. Look at all this expansive, this like radiation of self. It seems like person B, or your person of interest, is beginning to expand themselves into their heart space. And maybe that's unfamiliar to this person. Interesting. So we have the self, your person showing up as the self, with the pearl inside of them. That to me symbolizes like the pearl of wisdom, the pearl of themselves, their soul. And then we have the king, which it's showing me that this person is expanding their masculine energy to encompass more of their feminine energy. So that might be the purpose for person B, is this really deep healing and deep heart healing and this deep expansion and unraveling the webs or the trauma or the hurt that has been in their heart and getting to this really safe space within inside of themselves. I don't know if I mentioned this, I kind of got pulled somewhere else, but if you see on the self card we have a pearl, and then on the king card the king has the pearl in his hand. I'm going to show you guys. So it's almost like they're, yeah, self-reflecting and holding their soul in their hand. Like they're like holding their soul in their hand, and they're like, what is this little beautiful object? You've been in my heart this whole time. Interesting. That's what I get from that person. They're just like, look at this fascinating little pearl. Oh, is that my soul? Like, you know what I mean? It's very new to them, it seems like. Very inquisitive energy. And then let's get the connecting energy. So far, if any of that is resonating, or if that sounds like your person, or if that sounds like you, I would love to know in the comments. The desert, dry. I don't know why I said that. The desert, dry. The mother in reverse. And the one in reverse. Okay, so something else I think is interesting about your guys' pile. I think I do have more space. Thank the Lord. I set this up better. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. I'm going to read the desert. I'm going to read the desert, and I'm going to read Gnosis for you guys. And then I'm going to feel in on these two. Oh, something else I think was interesting about your pile was you guys are the only one who got 3 rows of archetypes. So I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Anything? It means, to me, it's showing kind of like what I was saying in the beginning, this very like sequenced, like it's very of divine order. Oh yes, because you know it's interesting. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, like this person on this card, the 44 card, obviously I see, well, there's 3 people on the bottom, right? And that's like a group. And then we have, if we count them as sections or tiers, we have 1, 2, 3, and the finality of it. That's interesting. I don't know if that's relevant to you, but it could be. And you know, I say things for a reason. Everything is for a reason. If it's coming out, it's because it's relevant to someone, somewhere. All right, so let me just do a quick recap before we get to the connecting energy. You are this really gentle creature, and with this really expansive energy, like that is the ocean. And you have a deep inner knowing of what's right for you and what's not. And so I feel like if we go back to the beginning of the reading, that 7 of winter where they were moving away, I think that's kind of what happened. I think you had to move away from something that you knew deep in your heart wasn't right for you. And it was really difficult. Your person is just beginning to learn about the pearl, their soul, their heart. That's what they're beginning to learn about. All right, so now let's go into the connecting energy, the desert. Oh, we have Gnosis first, so that one came up first. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Wow, that's powerful. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. I actually think this line is really interesting. Let's reread it again. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. I think that's silly because knowing, like, you are always on this venture to know, to gnosis, to always knowing, but your job on earth is not knowing. So you will always be trying to know things. Does that make sense? But it's important to feel the experiences. Like, you have to know. Until you have this finality within inside of you that I know that this is correct or not correct, you won't do anything. Or you won't take action maybe. Maybe that's the type of personality you are. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip towards mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of Gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way it is available to you. Pretty much what I get from that is you, person A, if that's you, is a constant learner of knowing and not knowing. But it's almost like in regards to this experience, or how you were showing up in the experience, is you had to go through this experience to know the truth and to experience it in its fullness for you to really comprehend the impact. And I think if you didn't go through this experience, I don't think you ever would have known the outcome, if that makes sense. So it's like you were on this, what I'm seeing in my head is like almost like the Fool's journey. I'm seeing the Fool card in my head, where it's like you kind of were like taking a step. You didn't really know it was ahead of you, but you knew that it was going to be valuable to you. And I think that is how your energy was, how your energy is showing up. Now that we read this one, I have to read this one just because it's equal. XXXI, the heart. So let's see how your person was showing up. The heart. It is possible from an imaginal, that's a cool word. It is impossible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. Whoa! The wild and sacred center of the self. And they had both of those cards. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. Yeah, so definitely this person is learning to expand their heart, kind of like I said already. But I just really love reading the writing sometimes. It's just so beautiful to me. Alright, so now let's read the connecting energy as the desert. And I kind of already know what these ones are, but we'll get there when we get there. The desert. Wow. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, knowing someday you will reach water again, your ocean, your water. This is also on water. Wow. Knowing someday you will reach water again. Where was I? Beep, 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 beep. You can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant vision. Truth reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, the coyotes call surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. Yeah, it's showing that maybe one or both of you have been on this journey for a long time. And also the connecting energy in the partnership was, it was just dry. Like I said in the beginning, it was just dry. Like it's not giving full romantic energy, but at the same time it was Four of Wands. Like it seemed like on paper that it was going to be okay, but whatever the situation was for you, it took you away from your water. And in each of the different piles, we have pile A as the ocean, and we have pile B, which I was intending to be the person of interest, on this boat in their heart. Interesting as well, something I'm picking up on is on the ocean card, look how full, I'm going to pull them both up together. Look how full the water is on the entire card. It's like, it's the whole card, right? And then look at person B's card. The water is only in this little part of their heart, and it's all in this bundle of hay, like very confusing. So I think the connecting energy between this was that, well, what I already said, but also on top of that, it was very disorienting and confusing. And I think that's why I kind of got this fun energy, but at the same time it was kind of serious, but it was like kind of fun. And you weren't really sure. And then you ended up having to skate away to springtime. It was very confusing. And then we have the Mother in reverse, and we have the One in reverse. So, I mean, the Mother in reverse is, I think that this is coming out. I don't think you wanted to mother this person. The Mother upright is very nurturing, very aware of her mothering energy. And I'm not saying that you're not aware of your mothering energy, but it's interesting because we went from the Maiden to Mother. So the connecting energy may be that maybe this situation had a mothering aspect to it, like maybe you wanted to be a mother, or maybe it was moving in that direction to become a mother, but it's in reverse. So I feel that because it's in reverse, it wasn't authentic is kind of what I'm picking up on. It wasn't authentic, and not that either person was being not authentic, like as people. I just feel like, I mean, who would want to, I mean, if the connecting energy is the desert, it's dry and confusing and disorienting. I don't know if being a mother in this situation is very safe. Does that make sense? And then we have the One in reverse. So not the one, like for lack of a better term, not the one, like it just didn't work out. And again, we could tell that from the beginning of the reading, it just didn't work out. So what's the purpose of this? So we know the situation now, we know person A and person B, and we kind of have a good idea of what that connecting energy. So if it's not the mother and not the one, then what's the purpose? What's the reason? Let's look at this. We're gonna do an inner child oracle. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Spirit, can you please? Be present, but in reverse. Can I get another card, Spirit, for the purpose of this? What is the purpose? Spend time in nature. Oh, we have be present in reverse. Yeah, I feel like I do want to take it in reverse. We have spend time in nature upright. And one more, Spirit. What is the purpose of this connection? Breathe in. Practice breath work. Let's see. Because I'm getting more like love-ish, I'm gonna get one of these. Or a couple of them. Spirit, what was the purpose of pile 3's connection? Someone else. It's weird, right over not the one card. Someone else. So that's kind of showing me that there's someone else coming into your energy, either for both of you or one of you. We have 3 people on here. So I'm kind of feeling that the purpose of the breakdown was to free both of you up or one of you up for someone else. What is the purpose of this, Spirit? Caution. And one more, please. They said get a tarot. Okay. Oof. So we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse and Temperance upright. Okay, I get it. So We'll review our oracle cards. We have be present, spend time in nature, and breathe in. So whatever the purpose of this and the bigger lesson was just to be present with yourself. And I think that this, whatever this was, although that it brought a lot of security and knowledge, like knowing, it brought a lot of knowing, it did pull you away from, and we have the Hangman again on the bottom of the deck, like in the beginning. So I think that whatever it took you away from being able to be fully present. I think maybe being in nature is a good idea for one or both of you, or maybe you or your other person really enjoy being in nature, and that's like a really healing energy for you guys to be in, or you to be in. But I think the purpose, yeah, it's so interesting. Look, we have spend time in nature and breathe in, and both of these are mountainscapes with water sources, and then we have the desert over the top. So I feel that it's really important for you to get back out in nature, to be able to be present and reconnect with your ocean, reconnect with yourself. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't, like, because it was be present reversed over the ocean, I feel like maybe you forgot that you do know things. You forgot that you do have a deep inner knowing. You have this well of emotion. You have this well to give, and it cannot be contained by things that are normal. And then we have caution in someone else. So find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. The purpose was, I think, I'm just picking up on the image here. It's heart healing. So it was healing your heart, and same with person B too. It was very heart healing. And then we have someone else. So again, like I said in the beginning, I think it was breaking a lot of the healing your heart for someone else. Maybe that could be relevant. Or maybe there's someone else in your energy field that's like trying to come in, but one, you needed the experience, and two, if you're in this situation or just in a situation just for fun, maybe that can't manifest. But also maybe you had to learn some stuff to heal. And then more of the purpose, we have disharmony. There was a lot of disharmony, or a lot of disalignment in the connection, and so it did have to break down. But ultimately, it was to find balance or union with inside of yourself, and it was to bring maybe aspects of yourself that had been thrown out of balance back into balance and back into union. I'm getting the energy or the feeling of like a soft white light, like coming in and not healing your energy, but like one, reminding you of your energy, and two, creating space. So it's almost like whatever this situation was or the connection was, what the intention was to create space. I heard hardened heart. So maybe at one point there was a hardened heart, and this purpose of the connection was to decalcify that heart for someone else. So, let's get some higher self messages. So how can pile 3 move through this time period? It seems like for right now you guys are really balancing this. Like, I feel like you're doing a pretty good job at balancing all of this energy. I don't feel like I don't feel like an overwhelming sadness or anything like that. I don't feel like an overwhelming like happiness. I just feel like a really calm feeling. And so I think that's your energy. I feel like, yeah, you are feeling pretty calm. So maybe this video was just for confirmation. Maybe just for confirmation to really know if you were on point or like on the money. So how can pile 3, what are some higher self messages for pile 3? How can they move through the situation? Oof. Okay, I'm taking them all. The sacrifices you make today will be worth it. Everything you want is on the other side of the unknown. Wow, this takes me back to the Gnosis card. Because maybe even though you did have to leave this or exit this or however you want to take it, you wouldn't have known if you didn't do it. And so you had to do it to know, and then you had to leave it to know. It's all gnosis. You'll never know until you know, you know? What you seek is seeking you. I think that's affirming for someone else. When you rest, it will find you. Whoa. Yep. Let go. I mean, so this was in reverse, but it says let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. Wow, you guys got a lot of cards about there's someone else coming. Like, for sure, there's someone else's energy coming in right now. Well, it's more like your higher self and your angels and your team's energy, but I feel it. It's like, it's right on the edge is kind of how I feel. What you seek is seeking you. When you rest, it will find you. When you find time in nature, when you're breathing, when you're temperance, when you are in present with your ocean of yourself, that's when it will find you. And because this part came out in reverse, I think right now you're still processing, letting go of whatever of the situation or the connection. But because this is coming out really strongly in your energy, I feel that you do know that the choice was for the best. But obviously it's still difficult. So I think that's all I got. That's all I got for you guys today. And thank you so much for watching Pile 3. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments and like or subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.